right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to this warm-up webinar for the Investment Challenge 2023. This is Valentina from Battle Station in Reply in Turin, and I will be your host for today's webinar. As I said, it's a warm-up webinar, so it's all about meeting with the players or those who still want to register to the challenge, go through the main highlights of this challenge this year, which arrived to the fourth edition, actually, and basically go through the main phases of the registration of the challenge, know a bit more what this is about, learn some tips and tricks from our guests. So, spoiler, I will not be alone today, and some guests are on the way as usual. So I've already told you it's the fourth time we have this investment challenge. Will it be just like last year? Not exactly. So some things will change, have changed. Some things stay the same. We will be playing from the 8th of May till the 19th of May. It is still a fully online challenge. It's an individual challenge, so you can play alone. You can put trades on a platform. Of course, what changes this year, it's the content. So it's all about crypto. Our motto this year is trade crypto, learn blockchain. And as usual, it's on challenges.reply.com that you will be playing, and it will be all about learning. So it will be all about having fun, learning something new, trying some digital assets you might not have known, get to know more about the blockchain world and the cryptocurrencies, and get more acquainted with that. You can learn how to invest your 1 million of pretend money because till the let's say the beginning of the challenge, you are actually playing in a sandbox mode. So you're in a safe environment where you can train, you can try your trades to get ready for the 8th of May. Because actually on the 5th of May, we will close the registration. So you still have some time to tell your friends this amazing challenge is out there. And then you can still keep on playing, on training till Friday. No matter what you do, your 1 million euro will be reset. So on the 8th of May, you will actually start again with your full 1 million so that you can play and hopefully you can win our amazing prizes. Crypto markets stays open 24 hours. Of course, if you want to learn something, we have a very wide learning section that I will not spoiler too much about because we have our guests that are coming. So actually, without further ado, I told you already some hints. I already told you what are the main changes, but to actually learn from the best, so to learn from either those who have given us their platform, young platform, or from the people who actually thought of the challenge, the ones who have put all their efforts in building the algorithm that they will show you in a second. We might go to the part where I actually introduce you to our guest today. Okay. So please say hello with me to Marco, Umberto, Paolo, Valentina, and Riccardo. Thank you for not leaving me alone tonight. You are the experts, as I was saying. We prepared some questions to go through the main topics of the challenge. So to actually help people understand what is the challenge about, what is the learning section, what they can learn from an educational point of view, which are the videos they can have a look at, and so forth. So the call to action for the people who are watching us tonight is to comment, to use the chat, ask a question to our experts anytime. We will start with the prepared questions we already have, but then as soon as you have some doubts, we'll try to answer you. Okay. So let me actually introduce you to Paolo Fabris, our coach again from Reply. Then we have Marco Ciarmoli, I hope the accent is correct, Marco, co-founder and head of security and infrastructure in a Young Platform, which is for the very first year our sponsor for the investment challenge. Umberto Stefanini from eFinance Wealth Management. Valentina, welcome to you too for the first time as for the other two from eFinance Wealth Management as well. And Riccardo, last but not least, our blockchain expert who works in blockchain Reply. So let's start from Paolo. Okay, Paolo, you're a frequent flyer here. We can say that. You have been the coach since the very beginning, so you know by heart everything, I would say, about the investment challenge. We started from hedging, we moved to sustainability. This year is all about cryptocurrencies. Yeah, tell us and tell our players what this challenge is about. What should they be focus on? What do they have to face this time? I will just remind to all our speakers that you have to unmute yourself. So thank you, Paolo.
Thank you, Valentina, and good afternoon, everybody. As you said, this is not the first time. So let's say that this year we focused on different topics compared to the past. Let's say that this year the topic is a hot topic for different reasons. First, crypto trading is something that is becoming every day more popular in the good and the bad way. We heard some bad news in the past few months, but let's say that the attention on the trading on cryptocurrencies, it's still very high and it's continuously increasing. So very, very hot topic. On the other hand, we would like to use this situation, this occasion to let's say, bring the attention of the people to the real contents behind the cryptocurrencies. So the technology that support all this activity, starting from the blockchain as a first one. As you said, the motto this year is trade crypto, learn blockchain, and that's because we hope that, as usual, our challenges, our initiatives are moving people to understand better why they're doing something, and not only to compete against each other because of a price. Of course, the price is very interesting this year more than ever, but let's say that the main objective is to understand the world, the financial world that we are living in. Especially when situations like this year are, let's say, bringing us to topics that are very popular, but I would say very few people know them deeply in their contents. So be careful, because the main topic, the main message will be let's try to trade in a protected environment, to get aware of all the pitfalls and the mistakes that you might incur in when doing this kind of activity. There are different situations. We are talking about a very young security, a very young product, a very young technology, in an unruled, a completely unregulated environment, actually, because central banks, exchange commissions, they don't have yet fully regulated this kind of activity. So a lot of traps out there for people who might be not aware of the entire I would say, technicalities, basics of the activity. And so let's say, pay attention. And this challenge is trying to force you to understand mainly this. So, as Valentina and Umberto later down the road, and Riccardo will explain you, the main focus this year will be to trade. In the past editions, as Valentina said, we focused on completely different topics. You might be brought to think that the situation is very likely the same of last year's, but it's not the case. This year, we are, I wouldn't say forcing, but pushing, pressing somehow, moving you towards a more frequent trading compared to last year for the people who took part to the previous editions. So, as usual, your final score is not going to be the pure P&L that you're going to accumulate at the end of the day or at the end of the challenge, but it's going to be somehow mixed with other situations. We call as usual, the bonus-malus policy. So you will be credited or debited for points depending on two main characteristics of your trading activity. The first one is the diversification of your portfolio. So don't think that you keep your eyes on a crypto that you might think you know, or you might think it will raise in the challenge wide span, but you have to think how to diversify your portfolio. The second topic is the trading frequency. As I said, this is not a static investment. So it's not like maybe it could have been last year, where if you properly build your portfolio the first day, you can leave it there. This year, trading is one of the scoring models that we're going to use. So you will have to have a certain frequency in trading. And as I told you before, Valentina will and Umberto will present you all the details related to this. More than ever, probably the attention is going to be on the learning part, as Valentina said in the beginning. So please, even if you think that the usual technical analysis or the usual models you might adopt to design your trading strategy, please take the time to read the learning material that we prepared, because as we said, one of the focuses this year is to bring awareness on the technology and on an environment that is not going to be as easy as it might seem at the first sight. More details will come down the road today and in the next 2 weeks, and I'm sure you will have fun, because differently from the past, this is going to be a very turbulent market. Volatility is probably one of the most important factors that we will have to face, so it won't be boring for sure. And probably this year you're going to get, I would say, the inspiration, the movements that will force you to trade much more than expected.
Well, volatility is something that one way or the other we never lacked of that. Unfortunately, I could say. Let's say that
this year will be physiological volatility.
Exactly. Exactly. So always more volatility. That's what we try to achieve as a goal in investment challenge, we could say. So thank you, Paolo, for your introduction. Very wide already. Before moving to Marco, I would like just to answer to one comment that was coming from the chat, because actually we didn't mention it at the beginning, but you do of course, it's for fun, for learning. But yes, Deadpool, you were asking, we do have prizes, of course. So for the first place, we have MacBook Pro. For the second place, the iPad Air. For the third place, it's Apple AirPods Pro. So again, it's not just for the glory, guys. You do it also because these amazing prizes are waiting for you. So going back to our guest, Paolo was righteously said, okay, this year we try to, let's say, focus on a hot topic, which is crypto. Everybody does crypto, but someone here does it for living. So Marco, of course, this year is the first year you're with us. We're very glad to have you on board. As mentioned, we moved from a very different topic to cryptocurrencies this year. We wanted to ask you to tell us a little bit more about your startup. Okay, so Young Platform this year, as already mentioned, is the platform that you guys as players will be using to do trades. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it was founded, a bit of history, Marco?
Yeah. So yeah, first off, thank you for having us. We are really glad to be part of this challenge. So yeah, it started all in 2017. We were 6 students in University of Torino. We were studying computer science, and we were really into cryptocurrency. We started investing the little money we had as students, and then we started to realize that it wasn't so easy for everyone to actually invest in cryptocurrency. Like when I started talking about it to my friends, they didn't even know where to start to invest, not even understanding the technology behind it, but also to invest. Like platforms were really hard to use. There was really few platforms that would allow you to invest using euros directly at the time. So that's where the idea came from at the beginning. We thought about this application that will teach people how cryptocurrency works, how to invest in them, and they will just get rewarded by doing quizzes and by walking with our own cryptocurrency that we developed. So at the time, we didn't even have an office. We used to work in our co-founder's house. And after our first investment round, then we moved into a startup incubator in the Polytechnic of Turin. So that's when we started really growing. The application will have a lot of downloads, and we did a crowdfunding campaign. And with that, we were able to actually publish our cryptocurrency exchange application instead. So that's where we actually buy the cryptocurrencies. And since then, we never stopped growing, actually. And we, at some point, we were too big to be in the incubator of the Polytechnic. So we just moved to a new office and hired more than 80 employees. And here we are.
So I would say that Reply and Young Platform, we do share some common things. Turin, entrepreneurial spirit, technology. So yeah, we do have something in common, definitely. By the way, in the learning section, later on, Riccardo will tell us everything about it. But in the learning section, let's say beside, the platform, we already said the platform that we will be using is Young Platform. But as you were saying, you're very, you put a lot of attention in also in all the educational material. You have a lot of quizzes, a lot of materials that, by the way, guys, you can find also on our platform. So of course, in both of them, you can find these materials that can help you dig a little bit more into the topic. So again, for you, Marco, I guess, what do you think it's, critical for young boys and girls to know when it comes to financial assets and education? What's your point of view over that?
Yeah, so in our opinion, financial education is becoming more and more important now more than ever, because in the past, the financial assets were only adopted by industry professionals and traders, but in the last decade, the young people started investing way more. And now with the digital assets market growing so fast and being so unpredictable and risky, as Paolo said, it's imperative that young people don't just start investing like blindly just because they see people making money in such a short time. They need to do informed decisions, and it's very important to study a lot before actually putting money into this kind of assets, because while the technology behind it is important and it's new and all that, it's also very risky. You never know what you're investing into if you don't really study a lot. So that's why we are glad to be part of this challenge, because we think that it's a great way to bring this subject to light.
Also on that, I would say we are really aligned, Marco. So I'll take the chance to introduce you to Riccardo, because actually with you, Riccardo, we might go a little bit deeper in the learning section. So it is super important to like the diversification. You always study when you study economics, you know that diversification is crucial. But as Marco was saying, studying and learning is even more crucial. So can you tell us a bit, Riccardo, about the learning section, what our players can find? What are the main tutorials, the main materials they can have a look at?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, good afternoon to everybody. So as my colleagues said very well some minutes earlier, our focus is on learning, because it's in investment in general. It's very important to know things like market trends, financial analysis, and stuff like that. But this is even more important in such a field that is so complex, so unpredictable, as Marco said, and so dynamic. And so it's very important to know also how blockchain works, because cryptocurrencies are just a portion of blockchain. For sure, are one of the main portion, one of the most famous use case for blockchain. But blockchain has also many more use cases. All the potential that as this technology goes beyond the cryptocurrency. And things brings me to the point to show what we as Titanium team, we have prepared to you in order to give you all the information about blockchain, about cryptocurrency, to enjoy this challenge, and of course give you all the information that maybe allows you to win and to get a good prize for this challenge. So I will try to go through a little bit on my with my screen, if you can see. Are you able to see? I hope yes. So here you can
see the challenge page.
Perfect. So there is the homepage of your crypto investment challenge, and here you can find in the learning section that we have a lot of cards that we have prepared with some interesting topics to you for improve your knowledge on this topic. So the first of all, of course, is how to use the trading platform, which as you can see, we have a beautiful video with me and also with other colleagues to show how the platform works. As we said, the platform is offered this year from Young Platform, and we have two different versions of this platform. You can have like the basic version of the platform, which is like designed for beginners in order to provide the basic functionalities to buy cryptos. And then for the others that are maybe a little more on this topic, you can use also Young Platform Pro, which offers you a more sophisticated way of trading, like offering some tools, for example, for technical analysis, and do some more precise analysis and projections with your tools. So this is the first one, of course, but then we have a lot of other information. For example, how to play the challenge. Okay, now we will deep dive this information, of course, during this webinar. But here you can find all the rules, all the main information of the challenge. And then, of course, we have the information about this topic. So for starting from the glossary here, you can just see all the important words and terms that you will use during this challenge in order both for the investment part and both for the blockchain part, for sure. So here you can see all the main terms that you can learn and you can find in the platform and when you study this topic. And then we try, of course, to give you some information about blockchain per se, because everybody, I think, can know what blockchain is and know Bitcoin. Of course, maybe they have read the white paper of Satoshi Nakamoto. But then we try to introduce you what blockchain is and what are the use cases of blockchain, because as we said, it's of course cryptocurrency, but there is much more in that. So here you can find some basic information, how it works, the fork when something in the network change. For example, we had the fork in Ethereum some months ago. And as we said, of course, we have some different kind of asset that we trade in blockchain. So it's not just cryptocurrency. We call it here digital asset. So because cryptocurrency is for sure an important asset that we can trade and we can issue in a blockchain network. But we have a lot of asset that refers to, for example, financial instrument or like a real world asset that we can issue and manage into the blockchain network. For example, here we have some categories. For example, the NFTs. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you maybe have heard about NFTs, for example, related to metaverse. But then we have a lot of other digital assets. Just to name a few of them, for example, the utility token, the security token, the stable coins, and so on and so forth. And here you can find some interesting information about that. And another interesting use case in blockchain is decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. Here you can find also some interesting videos from our friends of Young Platform. And for sure, basically, decentralized finance, you can find out that basically is a completely new ecosystem that all the transaction and all the business logic that runs on a typical financial application will be automatized through the smart contract that run on blockchain. And for example, there are a lot of use cases. For example, the lending and borrowing platform, and also the decentralized exchanges. Then this was for of course the blockchain part, but then we have of course some other information related to investments, such as the card of risk management, in order to give you all the information to have a balanced portfolio and all the best practice in order to invest into these assets. And then as also Paolo said, we try to focus a little bit on regulation, because regulation is very important for this kind of asset in order to ensure that everybody can buy without any security issue for the cryptocurrency. And so we try to give a look at the main regulation worldwide, with of course a special focus for the European regulatory framework, which is basically the digital finance package, which relies on three main pillars. So the MiCA, the market in crypto asset regulations, the DLT pilot regime, and the DORA regulation. So now, of course, because the time issues, we cannot go through all of these, but of course, we encourage you to explore them in our section and learning in this part of the challenge, which is something that is very important. So not only trading, but also learn and improve your knowledge on this topic. So that's all by me. Back to you, Vale.
Thank you, Riccardo. Thanks a lot for showing us I would say incredibly the incredible materials we have on challenges. Thank you for actually showing us where people can find cards and information. So that was very, very interesting. It's an ever-changing, let's say, environment situation. So of course, this is what, let's say, we updated all the materials up to now. And of course, our suggestion for you is to keep on learning and keep on checking all the documents, all the information that Riccardo just showed. I know I'm telling this for people watching, but also for our speakers. In the comments, people are getting, let's say, sparkly. They're sparkling. They are asking us questions about the open position, long positions, or short position. So they want to get more in the detail, and I would say that it's about time to ask Valentina. So from Valentina to Valentina, please tell us more. How, let's say, tell us more in deep what the algorithm is about. Tell us basically how to win this challenge, Valentina. So what's the logic behind the ranking?
Thank you, Valentina, for your question. Well, hi, everybody. I'm going to illustrate you how the ranking will be calculated. So in this competition, the ranking is based on the performances of the participants, their ability to diversify their portfolio, and their attention to the hints that we are going to give you. So there are 4 indicators on which the ranking is based. The first one is the profit and loss, as you can see. The profit and loss generated from trading. So this shows how well a participant has managed his portfolio and traded successfully. Well, the second indicator is the average number of trades. So this shows the average number of trades a participant has made daily during the competition. So if a participant has made a high number of trades, this could mean that he has a great attention to the market news. However, if he does too many trades, it could also indicate a tendency to trade impulsively, which could negatively affect the score. Therefore, bonuses and penalties are assigned based on this indicator. Well, let's go on the third indicator, which is the average diversification index. This shows a participant ability to diversify his portfolio, for example, by investing in different cryptocurrencies. Greater diversification can reduce the risk of long-term losses and could also improve portfolio stability. As we said, for the second indicator, bonuses and penalties will be assigned based on this indicator. To conclude, the third indicator is based on hints that we are going to provide you during the challenge. These hints are basically information provided to participants to help them make informed trading decisions. So if a participant effectively uses these hints and earns greater profits, he will receive an additional bonus. In summary, the ranking in this challenge is calculated based on these 4 indicators, which takes in account the participant performances, their ability to diversify their portfolio, and also their attention to the hints that we are going to give you. Well, now I'm going also to explain why we suggest you to do the right number of trades, diversify your portfolio, and follow the hints. Let's make an easy example. So if a player generates a profit, a bonus will increase his earnings, while if he generated a loss, the bonus is going to reduce his losses. On the other hand, if a player do not follow the suggestion, he will incur in penalties generating a decrease on his earnings and an increase of his losses. So I hope that this explanation was helpful, and I wish you good luck in your participation in the challenge.
Thank you, Valentina. By the way, I'll just take the chance to also say that actually, because there was a comment in the chat, right now, players, you don't have a ranking yet. The ranking will be published during the competition. So from the 8th of May till the 19th, you will have a daily and a global ranking that will be based exactly on what Valentina just told you. Okay. Umberto, can you suggest a good strategy to our players? What would be the suggestion you would give to your best friend to win?
Okay, to my best friend, I would definitely suggest to do a lot of trades, because as we can see in the chart, we need to basically, to win, to get points, to get bonuses, we definitely need to do between 5 and 40 trades per day. So it's going to be calculated the average of trades that any player do during the challenge, the entire period of the challenge. And any trade, bear in mind this, so the minimum trade that will be taken into account is of 5 grand. So less than 5 grand is not going to be considered as a proper trade for the bonus, of course. Looking at the other bonus, so the diversification is very important, as Paolo mentioned at the beginning. So we basically took in consideration the Herfindahl index, which means that we need to have a very diversified portfolio. For instance, if you want to have a proper diversified portfolio, you should have, for instance, 5 cryptocurrencies equally weighted. So you will reach actually an 80% of index of diversification, which means 10% of bonus. So every bonus mentioned, so the average trades and the average diversification, will be calculated on the profit that we have done so far, or on the and the malus will be calculated in the same way for it. Moreover, we have the ints. So my best friend should definitely follow the ints. The ints will be given by our team. The day before, the int will notify into the platform all the players that the day after we will say what's the proper int, so what's the description, the name of the crypto, and the duration when actually they can buy and sell the crypto mentioned. All these figures will actually give us the ranking value. So follow the int and good luck. So that's all. I hope it was helpful.
All right, thanks, Umberto. So I would say that together with our guests, we covered the main, let's say, topics, the main things you should remind and know about the challenge. But it's also about time we start actually answering some questions we got. One, I would say, recurring is about short selling. Who wants to reply to that? Short, long?
I can reply. Unfortunately, on our platform, you cannot do short or long. You can just buy spot or sell spot. There are also stop limit orders or stop market orders, but there is no short selling or long.
Thank you, Marco. Yeah, that was a very, I would say, recurring question. There was also another one, probably, Umberto, you mentioned it, but maybe it's also best to reiterate it. So the question was, why are there so few cryptos we can buy in the exchange? Maybe we can rephrase that. Yep.
Yeah, so at the beginning, basically, we have just a limited number of cryptos. But during the challenge, we will provide ints. So at the end, you will have more cryptos on tradable. So every int, it's one crypto more at least. into the catalog.
Perfect. And then again, like spotting some of the main doubts. Someone was asking, in the challenge, we will trade only cryptocurrencies or also other digital assets. I think we mentioned it, but maybe it's also worth mentioning that also other digital assets are available on the platform. If you want to dig deeper in that, feel free to add any information, guys.
If you want, yeah, just to answer to this question. So yeah, if we consider like cryptocurrencies as like Bitcoin or Ether, no, we have a lot of different digital assets that we can trade, like for example, utility token and stable coin in the way we have described it. But we don't have stuff like NFTs or security token to be traded for this challenge. So just cryptos, stable coins, and utility token.
Perfect. One more question, because actually this is how it should work. It's a warm-up webinar. It's all about answering doubts and questions from the players. So a player was asking, what are the weights for each of these indicators? Maybe Umberto, Valentina, being part of the algorithm, you can help us understand how you weight exactly the indicators, the KPIs.
So can you repeat, sorry, the question?
Yeah. There was a player asking what are the weights for each of those indicators, the ones the four KPIs, I would say you mentioned.
Yes, sure. So there is actually not a proper weight. I mean, as you could see in the slide before, basically on the first two bonus and maluses, so average trades and diversifications, are based on the P&L. So if we made a profit, the percentage is going to be calculated on the P&L. And then there is the bonus, which is not calculated on the P&L, but is calculated on the performance of the single cryptocurrency. So I think that was the answer.
Thank you very much, Umberto, again. Okay, so let's keep going. We keep on receiving questions. So next one is, in case my portfolio is generating a loss and I should take a bonus on P&L, how does the algo work exactly?
So again, if I generate a loss, thanks to the bonus, I mean the bonuses for the average trade helps us to reduce the loss. Same for diversification. So they are instruments for reducing the loss.
All right. And then Matteo Montanari is also telling, yeah, but guys, diversification works among various asset classes. All the cryptos are strongly related. So I don't know if you want to comment a bit to this feedback from Matteo. And of course, I mean, it's something they're all strongly related. Yeah.
Valentina, there was a question that I mean, it might look tricky, but actually it's very easy from Deadpool, my favorite superhero. But the point is that there's no target P&L or no target point level to get to become the winner. It depends on how other people are performing. So I can tell you right now, learn at least 1,000 points to be the winner, because it all depends on relative positions compared to the other players. So you won't have a target. You will need to understand how the market is moving, how the other players are moving. The leaderboard is going to be published every day. So you will see your position relatively to other players every day, and that is going to determine your chances to be the winner or not. But there's no predefined target level. Okay.
Let's also remind that all our players will have to actually deliver a report by the end of the
very
challenge.
good point, Valentina.
That's
Thank you very much.
also super important. So yes, we have KPIs, but overall, you will also be asked to actually deliver a report where you actually explain to our experts why you did some actions, why you took some strategies, and you will be actually assessed on that especially. Okay. So while we keep on gathering questions and we try to cluster them a bit, I would like to tell you a little bit more before we finish this warm-up webinar about the University Students League, because we did not actually mention so far. So it's something new again this year. We already did it for other reply challenges, but it's the very first time we do it for the investment challenge. What is it about? Basically, if you tell us your university, the points you will earn, they will concur to make your university win. Your university will not win a MacBook Pro or the other prizes we already mentioned before, but it will be possible to choose between a branded reply arcade game or a financial donation to your university. So again, guys, keep on competing, do your best, not just for you, but for your university as well. As long as you tell us from which university you're from, which you can do from your profile, of course, we'll take it into account. So make sure you do these two things. And then I would like also to take the chance to start to remind, since we are gonna close soon this webinar, basically we do have some upcoming events. So just make sure that first of all you register again by 5th of May. You do grab your seat for this investment challenge 2023. Make sure you tell your friends and they register as well. And then once you start playing with us, we have let's say on the menu we have some next live appointments designed for you. So we will have a challenge progress, which again will be an occasion to go through the main doubts you have. We will analyze the trades you made. It will be a moment also to take some suggestion again from our experts and make sure you do your best and you achieve the best results you can. Again, on May 10th at 5 p.m. CEST time. And then the closure webinar. So you're all invited to, let's say, be with us on May 19th when the challenge will actually end, because the challenge will end on May 19th at 6 p.m. CS time. We will just have a closure webinar talking about numbers, experiences, and inviting some friends to simply close this other I hope very successful investment challenge 2023. All right, so going back to our guest, there was a question about the total time, the total period of the challenge. Again, it's from 8th, probably I've already answered by saying it's from the 8th of May till the 19th of May, so it's 12 days. This is something that changes actually from the past, because in the past weekends were not counted in the rankings. This time they are. You will just see them in the Monday ranking. Okay. All right, so let's
probably,
see. Yep.
Probably, Valentina, it's worth to be mentioned the fact that, as we said, the final leaderboard is not going to determine the winner.
Yeah.
Okay, so as it was in the previous editions, the final leaderboard will give you the right to participate to the last phase. The last phase is going to complete a report where you're presenting the logics and the rationales and strategies behind your trading activity, and that report is going to be evaluated by the team, by the Titanium team, in order to determine the winner, the podium actually. So being the first one at the end of the challenge in terms of leaderboard, in terms of points, is not going to be the key to be the winner. You still have to produce your report. Remember that in the past, this activity somehow shuffled the final leaderboard. So don't underestimate this activity, because it's still very, very important, at least as it is the whole challenge per se. So don't forget this part.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was Luigi Togni from the chat that was actually asking, when are you gonna ask the reports? So Luigi, basically, it works like that. We freeze the leaderboard right after the competition ends. So the Monday after 9th of May, you will be seeing what is the temporary leaderboard. Why is it temporary? Again, as Paolo was mentioning, because the report might reshuffle completely, as it happened many times in the past, the ranking. We usually take some days, because we actually have to ask to the first 3 placed players to actually send us the report. So it takes a bit of time, but then yeah, it's super important to do not underestimate, as Paolo was saying, this part. Anyway, by 26th of May. So guys, I will just within May 26th. Yes. That's the final date. All right, so I would just add one thing that I forgot to mention before. On the 19th of May, the live closure webinar will be actually hosted in Politecnico di Milano. Polimi, actually, if the control room can help me and show actually the slide. So we didn't mention, but Polimi is again with us this year. They worked on some of the materials you find on online on the learning section, and they will actually host us on May 19th at the Graduate School of Management. So more information are coming up. You will be able also to register to the physical hub we will have there, and of course to join us online with the live streaming. All right, so I'll just check if we have other questions. Jonat is asking, so for example, if a player finished on 10th place, but the other 9 players did not complete the report, the 10 would be eligible to participate in the prize? Yes. This is a very extreme case, Jonat, to be honest, because it never happened that the first 9 did not send out the report. In the terms and conditions, you find everything. But yes, we start asking to the first players. Then if we do not receive the reports, or if they do not match the requirements because something is off with their participation, yes, we ask to the others. Never happened to us, to be honest, again.
No, but but Valentina, probably it's important to mention the fact that the report has to present the strategy. So if you followed a completely random strategy, it will come out with a report, of course, and we are not prone to, let's say, prize the random strategy. So we like to to see that there was something thought. You might change your mind during the challenge, during the 2 weeks, of course. You don't have to stick to your first strategy. If you, let's say, start with an idea, or there's a sudden market change, or for whatever reason you we will understand that what you were pursuing is not going to be the best strategy given the situation, the environment, the whatever it might happen during the challenge, and you want to change your strategy, please just write down why you're doing that. That's important. Okay, so the report is going to tell us whether you follow an idea, even if you change your mind down the road, but we need to understand that you did things cautiously and intentionally. Okay, that's really important for us. As I told you before, we reshuffled the final leaderboard several times. So it's not going to be, I mean, if you're at the 4th, 5th, or 6th position, you might not be out of the podium. That's important.
That's really important to remind. Okay, so it's not in the chat, but what happens, guys, if you need some advice, some support throughout the challenge? Because now this webinar will be closed in minutes. It will be over. Of course, we will upload it on our social channels, and it will be available to everybody. But what happens if during the challenge you have any kind of doubts? Very simple, guys. There is a chat on Reply Challenges. You can always write us. Please just remind to mention correctly and to tell us, if I'm not wrong, your username, but still, you can ask our experts all over throughout the whole challenge for doubts, for support, for any kind of questions related to the challenge, of course. I would like just to stress the fact that it's not a real-time chat, but we will make sure to come back to you with the answers. All right. Guys, I would call it a day, because it was a long webinar, a lot of questions, which of course make me happy, because it means there was a lot of interest from the guys watching us. But again, now it's actually time to keep on registering, telling your friends this investment challenge is out there, and of course you could be the next winner, and then to get ready for the challenge. We have a few days left, so for our players, keep on learning, keep on trading, also stress a bit young platform, and do some trades. But for today, again, I would just end this webinar by saying thank you again to Marco, to Umberto, Riccardo, Paolo, Valentina. I'm pretty sure there will be, we will meet again with some of you, I'm pretty certain, and with many of the others. Actually, you might not be in another webinar, but you will be behind the challenge, supporting our players, answering questions, and making sure it happens smoothly. So thank you again, guys, for your presence today. Thanks to all who were watching, both on YouTube, on Challenges, and on Chick Norris TV, by the way. And I would just remind you to keep on learning, and see you on Reply Challenges very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.